Ever since the end of the Second World War, there have been rumours of hidden treasure.
Adolf Hitler had a huge obsession with engineering projects that were, for the most part, bonkers.
This is the Breitspurbahn, an enormous train, 6 meters wide, 7 meters high.
Pounding the steel rails from Lisbon to Moscow,
Adolf Hitler utilised a number of different methods of transport to travel around Nazi-occupied territory.
In particular must offer a good view. It must also be possible to use the tracks for double-track freight traffic.
Let's dive into a strange piece of history. A story not about an ordinary train, but about a wild idea cooked up by one of history's most infamous figures, Adolf Hitler. Picture a train like no other you've ever seen.
Had the train now been discovered? In Poland?
Forget those slow, old-fashioned steam trains. This train was a massive metal beast.
Although steel was already extremely scarce at the time, his project was granted 84,000 tons.
Speeding across countries like a bullet at 200 kilometers per hour. It wasn't just a train. It was like a luxurious mansion on wheels, a secret weapon, and a symbol of Hitler's craziest ideas all rolled into one.
cinemas, swimming pools, dog kennels, and of course, 20mm anti-aircraft cannons, whisking passengers and troops.
This dream train was known as the Breitspurbahn, or broad gauge railway. Step inside Hitler's dream train, and you'll meet with pure luxury. First class boasted spacious compartments with plush armchairs and ample space for relaxing. Imagine sinking into a comfy seat, gazing out oversized windows at the blurring landscape. This wasn't just transportation. It was an experience reserved for the elite of the Nazi Party. The extravagance didn't stop there. A grand dining hall, fit for royalty, would have glittered with lights and gold trimmings. Passengers could indulge in gourmet meals prepared by skilled chefs, all while traveling across Europe at incredible speed. Entertainment wasn't forgotten either. A dedicated cinema would offer the latest films, and a viewing platform at the very end of the train promised breathtaking panoramic views. But Hitler's vision for the Breitspurbahn wasn't solely about luxury travel. This extravagant train had an evil purpose. He envisioned it as a crucial tool for his twisted ambitions.
It was even envisioned that a large ship could be hauled by the freight locomotive.
Ships, a vital part of European transportation at the time, would be replaced by these bullet trains, creating a vast network spanning all of Europe and beyond. Imagine trains connecting major cities like Berlin, Moscow, Istanbul, and even India. This network wouldn't just carry passengers, it would be the backbone of Hitler's war machine. Raw materials from conquered territories could be swiftly transported to German factories, while soldiers could be mobilized with lightning speed across vast distances. A dark side, here's where the fantasy crumbles, and the true horror of Hitler's vision becomes clear. While first-class passengers enjoyed unparalleled luxury, a disturbing reality awaited those deemed inferior by the Nazi regime. Special Eastern worker carriages were planned for these unfortunate souls. These small and brutal compartments were designed to transport slave laborers from conquered territories in the East. Imagine being squeezed into a windowless boxcar with barely enough space to sit, let alone sleep, as you're transported across hundreds of kilometers. This stark contrast between the luxury enjoyed by the Nazi elite and what had to be done to the subhumans reveals Hitler's true barbarism.
Even if the implementation of this railroad program naturally involves a wealth of difficulties, we must not let this deter us.
Why a bullet train in a time of war?
After 1941, the train was parked within a tunnel, and Mussolini, who also had a similar method of transport.
With Europe engaged in a brutal war, one might wonder why Hitler would waste resources on such a crazy project. The answer lies in Hitler's warped vision for the future. He saw the Breitspurbahn as a key to conquering the world and colonizing vast areas of land. Imagine German families traveling by train to settle in newly conquered territories in the East. The network would be a symbol of Nazi dominance, a permanent fixture across a vast Eurasian empire. This project wasn't just about transportation, it was a chilling testament to Hitler's boundless greed and a glimpse into the nightmarish world he envisioned. The dream that never came true.
I've spent my time in service of my people. Now cast your vote. If yes, then stand up for me as I have stood up for you.
Despite Hitler's passionate belief in his bullet train dream, the Breitspurbahn never left the drawing board. Many experts within the German railway company mocked at the impracticality of it all. The sheer size and cost of the project were astronomical. Building specialized tracks across vast distances and constructing these trains would have been a huge task, even in peacetime. Furthermore, with resources being diverted to the war effort, there was simply not enough steel, manpower, or fuel to make Hitler's dream a reality. A testament to Hitler's outlandish ideas that ultimately collapsed under the weight of reality.
The Breitspurbahn was a gigantic, embarrassing show of megalomania.
The Breitspurbahn was another victim of Hitler's arrogance. The legacy of Hitler's insane train. The story of Hitler's insane train serves as a powerful reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the devastating consequences of obsession. It represents a man who lost touch with reality due to his twisted vision. It highlights the importance of critical thinking and the need for advisors who dare to speak the truth. The story of Hitler's Breitspurbahn continues after the project's demise. Its legacy extends beyond a memorial to a failed dream. Here are some additional aspects to consider. The Breitspurbahn wasn't just a transportation project, it was a window into Hitler's warped worldview. His obsession with scale, luxury for the elite, and the brutal treatment of those he considered inferior paint a disturbing picture of his character. A missed opportunity for innovation? While the impracticality of the Breitspurbahn is undeniable, some argue that the underlying concept wasn't entirely without merit. The idea of a high-speed rail network connecting major European cities could have been revolutionary. However, Hitler's focus on domination overshadowed any potential benefits. The story of the Breitspurbahn serves as a warning for leaders in any era. It highlights the dangers of unchecked ambition and the importance of surrounding oneself with advisors who offer honest critiques. Perhaps the most important takeaway from the Breitspurbahn story is the human cost associated with Hitler's madness. Resources wasted on this project could have been used elsewhere, potentially saving lives. Additionally, the planned use of Eastern worker carriages serves as a painful reminder of the Nazi regime's barbarity. The inspiration for modern projects? Surprisingly, the Breitspurbahn concept has echoes in some modern high-speed rail projects. China's extensive network, for instance, shares some similarities with Hitler's vision of a vast, interconnected system. However, these projects are driven by economic and social ambitions, a far cry from Hitler's warped ideology. What became of the plans? The original plans for the Breitspurbahn weren't entirely lost. The German historian Tomislav Suletic published them in his book, The Reichsbahn im Transit und Alltag. These plans offer a chilling glimpse into the scale and brutality Hitler envisioned for his project. The story of Hitler's insane train is a reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked ambition and the importance of critical thinking. By learning from the past, we can ensure that such ridiculous and inhumane projects never come to fruition. What do you think about Hitler's Breitspurbahn project? Was it just a crazy dream, or do you see any potential benefits in the underlying concept? Remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos.